It always like does this weird thing and it won't let me connect with audio right away. So I don't know if I'm hearing anyone or if anyone's hearing me.
It's just the voices.
Yeah, in my head.
So you can see I've got the couch for whatever reason. People really like to see this couch. And I thought, well, I do have a shirt that looks like curtains. So I'll wear the couch and shirtens, the shittens.
No, let's not do shittens.
And then there's a window. So everybody wins. I get light and air, and you get a couch and a shirt that looks like you want to burn it. All
Can I
right.
show you, can I show you my spectacular lighting?
Okay. Ooh, very
That
nice. Where'd you find
was
that?
that was my grandmother's.
Nice. 'Cause I'm gonna say you don't really see something like that at like Lowe's or Home Depot or like.
Yeah, it was funny when, my dad passed away 2 weeks before she did. And so we got the inheritance that my dad would have gotten, and nobody wanted to take this lamp. And I'm like, I don't really want it, but I don't want it to go to anybody else because it's such a conversation piece. And it was like something my grandmother loved. And like people are like, what is with that lamp? And I'm like, it's
I can literally picture people coming in. I don't know if you're in your living room or something, and then just walking and being like,
and people do, they do. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was my grandmother's. So I like, yeah, it's been a great.
we rescued it from the Titanic, like you do.
And it's great because when you have to pick it up and carry it, the only place that you can really grab onto it is right around its bosom.
It's just like, it's a very uplifting lamp, don't you agree?
Nick was moving it one day and I'm watching him kind of funny. And he goes, it's not what it looks like, as he's like slowly
He's
moving.
like, I've just been so lonely with you working nights.
Right, yeah. Oh my God, working nights. This is too early for me. It's noon. It's noon and it's too early for me.
I know. I got up at like 6 and I went back to bed for like another hour. I was like, yeah.
I'm usually not even going to bed at 6.
Right.
I'm still up and working and
Oh my gosh. Oh, so I thought this might be kind of a fun topic. Because I've had crazy experiences with this, and I'm pretty sure you have too. And I don't think we've ever talked about this before. And I thought, well, either she'll have like a few things or not, but to talk about experiences, either when you were a teenager or it could even be now, of if you ever had to get a used car from a private owner, like not from a dealership or a lot.
well, my dad used to find these amazing deals on these supposed cars from private owners. And I kept telling him, Dad, I'm going to blow the head gasket. Dad, I'm going to blow the head gasket. Every car, the first 4 or 5 cars I owned, I blew out the head gasket in it. And so finally, I moved out on my own and I said, I'm going to a dealership. Will you come with me? We got a new car and I blew out the head gasket on that one too.
Do you remember? I think it was, God, what was it? It must have been like not an Oldsmobile, but it was a Taurus maybe, and it was a red car, and it caught on fire on my way to Cleveland or something. This was like
Oh yeah.
years ago, and then like the news helicopters found it because I was the one that blocked traffic, and then they had to come and tow it off the road. It was like this big charred like rectangle on the road. And then the fire department came and they were like, blown head gasket. And I'm like, oh. And then I remember my aunt telling my mom like, well, I saw your son on the news and it was not good news. And I'm like, great.
No, I think I remember a mutual friend telling us about it. And then I asked you about it later. But yeah, I'm like, how do you set a car on fire? Like that's
just the engine just. I remember just driving and then just flames coming out from under the hood on the sides, and I was like, "Oh, fuck wagons! This is gonna be bad." Oh God. But you know what's even better, I think, with those experiences are the ones where you go and you meet the people and then you don't get the car because you're just like, does that happen where you go and it's like the creep factor is, either really high or you're like, this had wheels at some time in the past, right? Did
Yeah,
that ever happen where you went with your parents or when you were even older to go look at something and you were like, no.
no, I never really did that. It was always my dad that came home with these bright ideas that like, hey, your aunt's neighbor is selling their car. I'm like, oh, okay.
And now she's up to three wheels.
Right.
Oh my God. I remember one time I went and looked at a used car and it was on the other side of Parma, the Chicago kind of accent. And I just remember the lady was, and it's the same old bullshit story that you've heard a million times, which was, I only drove it to the store and back, and sometimes to the vet with my kitties. And I remember it had like 300,000 miles on it. And I was like, how far away is the grocery store? Are you driving to Florida to pick up like fresh fruit? And she was just like, you just kind of wonder too. Is like, does this little lady like know where all the bodies are buried or something like that? Like, is this the getaway car from like the 70s or something?
Hmm.
But oh my God. And I just remember like, she's like, it kind of reeks of cat piss, but you get used to it. And I'm
Oh.
like, are there cats in the trunk? She's not live ones.
Oh boy.
Yeah, had to take a hard pass
I'm
on that.
always hopeful. My house is like a 1900s house and it has all like this hardwood flooring and built-in wood stuff. And I'm always like, man, I wonder if they hid any money under these floorboards during the Great Depression. And I just want to like go through the house and like tear up the whole floor.
Oh my God, that's like a what's that Edgar Allan Poe story, the Telltale Heart? You're just instead of hearing like a dead person, you're just hearing treasure.
Yeah, I'm hearing treasure. I'm hearing dollar
I can
bill.
just imagine you taking like a lamp, a well endowed lamp, and just like poking a hole in the wall and telling somebody that's over for coffee, like, yeah, this wall kind of obstructs the dance area. Kabam, 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 kabam.
Hey, they used to have dances in this house on the floor. Like my neighbor,
What?
for Fox's sake, they used to have uh yeah, my neighbors used to say they used to have dances here with and the big like there's a big wooden floor area which is our living room now. And it's not drywall, it's plaster. So there's a hole in my ceiling somewhere, but that's from a ceiling fan that wiggled the plaster loose.
I just
Yeah.
imagine it just like a fidget spinner just flying around your room, and you're just like, just it'll fall down eventually. Just let it go. Let it wind itself down.
Yeah. But sometimes I find myself tapping on the floorboards like, does this sound like hollow? Does this sound hollow underneath?
You just want to have like a Goonies kind of adventure and find a map.
That would be fun. I'd be down for that. Just don't get me stuck in a well. Nah.
Yeah, it'd be some kind of feat of engineering to find like a pirate ship in northeastern Ohio.
I do not have the body of Andy, so I'd be screwed.
You just pay some teenagers. You guys go on the adventure, but I want my 70% cut. I'll give you each $5. And they're like, $5? What is this, 1985?
It needs to be in the form of money, not like a pocket full of jewels.
Here's some Bitcoin, kids. And they're like, ooh, and a Capri Sun? You rock, lady. Oh
Oh,
my gosh. Something else I was thinking about. Oh geez. Like dinner party disasters where you try to make food and either the food doesn't turn out well or somebody has an incident. But I'm trying to remember, were you there at my place in Kent when I made the dinner? And I think John Hayes was there and Terry Blankenship, and I made that salad that was god awful.
I don't remember food. I remember bringing over like a cactus or something to a very empty apartment, like when you first moved in.
I even had Terry come with me because I was like, I can make certain things, but I really want this to go well, and I wanted to have a little bit of something for everything. I've told the story before, but oh my God. And she was like, and this, and this, and this. And we got like half a grocery cart full of stuff. And so we opened dinner with salad. And I just remember like, well, how can you fuck up a salad, right? But I wanted it to have a little bit of everything, like cut up chicken and like other vegetables in it, like carrots. And I wanted to like make it a little different and have like different salad dressings, whatever you wanted to put on it, like sliced apples, all this stuff. And the first 30 seconds seemed to be okay because people were kind of just, getting to the toppings and drinking their drinks. And I will never forget John's face. It's like I looked over at him and I was talking to somebody, maybe Jim or something, and I turned over and I looked at him and he just had these like dead doll, like shark eyes just like glaring at me. And he had this leaf, this long leaf, and he was just letting it slowly come into his mouth as he was just chomping it. Like, and I was like, "Are you okay, man?" And finally, he finished chewing. He was like swallowed really hard, like he took a sip, set it down, and he looked at me and he said, "So, Eric, you do know this is cabbage, right?"
Oh.
And I went, and everybody else just slowly put down their forks, and they were like pushing the bowl, away. Like, so what's for the main course, Eric? I'm like, oh, I made a casserole, like a chicken casserole. Like, oh, what's in it? I told everybody what's in it, and then I think Terry said, like, did you follow a recipe? I'm like, yeah, it's on the back of the box. And she like took the scooper and she like hit the center of the casserole and it was like, she's like, yeah, no. And I was like, do you guys want to order some Chinese food or some pizza? And then she was like, I didn't want to say anything because you tried so hard.
I was wondering if maybe you mixed up the lettuce and the cabbage, like the casserole had cabbage in it and you put the lettuce in there instead.
It's like, how do you fuck up the salad?
Uh,
So have you had any weird things like that where maybe like the recipe just didn't turn out or it got burned or overcooked or something?
yeah, I mean, a few things here and there over time. I'm not sure. Like for a big dinner party, like stuff wasn't done on time. Like it still had 2 hours to cook. Oh, my daughter's first birthday. Um, I made a bunch of taco meat the night before. Was gonna put out a tacos like taco bar, taco salad
Uh-huh.
bar type thing, and so I made all the meat the night before, and then I put it in a crock pot, and I started heating the crock pot. But apparently, the plug wasn't working that I used to turn it on.
Oh shit.
So when people started coming to get their taco, the taco meat was still kind of cold. But it was saved by there was a microwave there, so I just started taking taco meat out of the crock pot and putting it in the microwave and then putting it back in the crock pot. So I mean, overall, I guess it turned out okay, but it was like
You didn't have anybody give you like dead shark eyes and slowly eat a leaf in front of you.
no dead shark eyes. It was more like, this is cold still. Oops. Oops.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe you've oh, that's a nice little coffee mug. What does it say? Curiouser and curiouser. Very nice. And so you.
It's funny because I've never really realized that the back of it said Curiouser and Curiouser to like just now because I always see this part of it when I drink.
Yeah, I'm right-handed, but whenever I do the podcast, I have everything off to the left so I can have easy access to the laptop. So I always sometimes I just forget to do this. Same mug,
Oh,
but people don't really see the O that much. But I know we've talked about this before where you overhear conversations, but have you ever been in a situation where you've heard somebody say something that you thought they said, and then you respond to it, and then they're like, that is not what I said, Jen.
Daily actually,
Oh,
but
really?
asking me to remember any of them is the trick. I don't know, like literally it turns into like, what are you thinking? Like, what is on your mind? How did you hear that out of this? Um, I had a friend or so, she said something and I was like 6 or 7 minutes. What are you doing for 6 or 7 minutes? And she's like, that's not what I said. That was a recent one. So now the big joke is when we do anything, it's only for 6 or 7 minutes. What about you? Do you have any
Well,
recent?
just the other day, on the weekend, I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was just going to check the mail or something, and I was walking down the hall of the apartment building, and there was a delivery person there. I want to say like, UPS or something, and they had a bunch of boxes, and they have like I would call it like a wagon where they have like a handle and it has wheels and they're pulling it down the hall. But she was on the phone, which you never really supposed to do. But for this, it was perfect because she's talking to somebody and she's coming around the corner and she's just like, I'll just say what she actually said, which is not what I heard. What she actually said was, I'm just so tired of all of these goddamn clocks. There's so many clocks. I have clocks coming out of every orifice, and one almost just hit me in the mouth. Fuck these clocks. But she was chewing gum, and that is not, clocks is not what I heard. And I just came around the corner and I had like a drink in my hand, and I was like, and she was just like, I gotta let you go. And I was like, oh, you're delivering stuff? And she's like, clocks, yeah, time, clocks. And she's like holding up a box. I'm like, that's fine, whatever. And she's like, I said clocks. And I was like,
Oh boy. Uh,
yeah.
talking about cocks. Okay.
Nice segue.
I for my yeah, here's your tangent. For my bachelorette party, one of my bridesmaids decided to make a penis cake for me. Yeah, and then it was very realistic looking, very scary. But as they were making it, my daughter was kind of in the house, and she was 2.5 at the time, and running around. And all of a sudden, she looks over and she goes, "Mama!" Or no, I wasn't there. Sorry. She goes, "Look, candle! It's a candle! Look, candle!" Yeah, honey, it's a candle. That's what it is.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh.
Oh man. I was at the store the other day, and this woman, she was on the phone, and um, she was carrying items. And it's like, I don't know, I guess people just forget or they think of things that they need to get while they're at the store. And it's like she probably just ran in to get, whatever, like 2, 3 things, and didn't get a basket. It's probably in your mind, you're like, okay, well, I need enough stuff, but it's not enough for a cart. She didn't get a basket. She's carrying all this stuff. And then this is one of those things that she was just like, well, God damn it, punch me in the face, punch me in the face, punch me in the face. And she was walking and something else, punch me in the face, punch me in the face. And then I was just like, it was only the freaking one register open and they didn't have a self checkout. I was like, oh God. And so I'm like, well, I'll let somebody else go. And then finally, I was like, oh, I'll just pretend to go look for something else because I don't know if she's going to keep dropping it. I don't know, it looks like she had eggs or something. It looked like it was going to be a disaster. And I came around the aisle and I came back again, and there was a guy sitting there. And then she just turns around, and she must have thought either I was really far away or no one was behind her, but a guy had walked right up. And she turns around and she goes, God damn it, just fuck me in the ass. And the guy was sitting there and he was just like, and there was this silence, and then finally he just had his basket and he goes, hi, I'm Bob. She goes, hi, Janine. So I need to have some help with that. And she's like, I've got it. I was like, are you sure? Because I thought you, and she's like, I said I've got it. She starts putting the stuff on the conveyor belt. And I'm just standing there like,
Glad that wasn't me.
because there's just really no right way to respond to that. Because at first she's yelling, punch me in the face. Punch me in the face. Dropping something, punch me in the face. And people are like, what is wrong with her? And then when she got so pissed and just said, well, Scott, fuck me in the ass. And he was just like, hi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
That wasn't really so much a misheard as like she's never going to be able to take that back.
Yeah, that sounds like a reaction I would have. Hi, I'm Jen. How are you?
Yeah, like what? There's nothing. There's just we've got to move past this awkward. So yeah, I was at the post office like about a week ago, and this woman was mumbling. Oh my God. And she was like two people in front of me, and she was just taking forever. You know that the pre-mailer form that you fill out to stick on the box? Like you have to, it's like registered like for a box, and you want it registered, and so you have to like fill it out, and then they put it on the box for you.
Sure.
Well, there's this thing that exists, Jen. And you go to the post office. Anyway, so she's filling it out, and I wasn't paying attention at first. I'm, in my own little world thinking about, what I've got to do for like certified mail and stuff. And I just hear her, and she sounded like a ferret. I don't know. She just sounded like, and then she turned to the guy who was in front of me, and she looked up at him, and she was like, and he's like, what? And she goes, and then she goes, and then she looks at him again, and then so finally, she gets up to the counter, and we're both like looking. I'm like, what did she say? He goes, dude, I have no fucking idea. It just sounded like she was like the Tasmanian devil and had Tourette's. I don't know. And so finally she gets to the counter and she's talking, and it's the same thing. And then finally, the guy at the counter was just like, and then this woman who worked there came over, and she's like, I've got this. And she kind of just had the guy step aside. Gladys, I've told you how many times we're not going to help you unless you put your dentures in. So she puts your dentures in. I said this pen ran out of ink and I need another pen. And we're all like,
ew.
But the thing is, it's like, you would think, like, if you had, teeth problems, you would like slow down and like over enunciate, like, I need, whatever. But she was just so frantic and edgy. We were like, it's just like, okay, now I know on this day at this time not to go to the post office because dentureless ferret lady will be there. Because you had to have experienced stuff like that.
Yeah, there's this one checkout person at Walmart that if she's there, she's a super very nice lady.
You're like,
but it takes her probably 15 times longer to check out my stuff than I could actually do on my own.
right?
Anyways, I'm of the minority. A lot of people are like, I don't get paid to be here and check out my own groceries, and I'm like, man, I'd rather bag my own stuff because it makes more sense to me.
That's what I say too.
But anyway, that's my weird. but yeah, I avoid that line like the plague. Well, I shouldn't say that because people do not avoid the plague. Anyways, I avoid that line.
Well, to wrap it up, because believe it or not, it's been almost half an hour already.
Wow.
I know, it goes so freaking fast. have you ever embarrassed yourself? There's more to the question. Have you ever embarrassed yourself by misquoting song lyrics or song titles to somebody and been like really emphatic about it? Um, there's a friend that we both know, and I won't embarrass them here, where this person said they thought that "Don't fear the reaper" was "Don't eat the reefer." And they were like really emphatic about it. Like, I just heard this song and I can't believe I've never heard it before. It's so great. Like, do you guys know "Don't eat the reefer"? Like, what? Has that happened before? You've misheard a line or something like that?
I used to have a calendar of misheard lyrics, and I loved it because a lot of it was Jimi Hendrix song.
Oh,
Yeah,
excuse me
touch
while I kiss this guy.
and yeah, and I always used to hear it while I touch this thigh or something, and I was like, what?
There's a Creedence song too, which is it "Looking Out My Back Door," where people are always think it's "There's a bathroom on your right." That one too. Oh my God. But like more recent songs, I wouldn't know. But people come up. I had a person come up to me at a job I had like a couple years ago, and she was just like, "Is she saying this in this song?" I'm like, "No, I don't think she's saying we need to bury the weasels." She's like, "Oh, because I didn't think it was that, but." I'm like, "But that's what you wrote down, and that's your first thought." And she was just like, "Well, I mean, it could have been." I'm like, "It could not have been."
So
Unless it's like Weird Al Yankovic or something.
my favorite thing to do to my daughter right now is like I don't know what she was playing some game and she was designing some room and everything in it was blue. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm making a blue room." I'm like, "Oh." And then I get on my phone and I start playing "I'm blue, da da dee da 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 da." Yeah. And she like looks over at me like like what the fuck, mom? And then what was the other one? I don't know. I do it to her all the time. Any song I think of, and then like sometimes I'll start like it'll be time for her to put up her tablet, and I'm like, "All right, come on, let's go. It's bedtime. It's time for bed. It's time for bed." And then she'll look at me and she'll go, "Is that a real song, Mama? Is that a real song?" I'm like, "No, that one's not a real song, honey." But like I do it to her so often, she doesn't know what real song is or what I'm
She's
making up
like,
a
"You are a trickster."
song.
So before we go, I can't make you laugh and spit coffee everywhere, but that was.
Over here right now.
So is there anything you want to add before we wrap it up? Because I can't believe it's been 30 minutes already. So.
No, just that this is torture for me getting up this early at noon.
But we'll figure out some other times. I mean, you're 3 hours ahead, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the before picture. Does this look
I was
much
just like, there needs to be some coffee and some water in there at some point. Maybe water on you.
4 minutes and I'll be ready.
All right. Well, yeah, this has been Make Your Own Fun with Eric and Jenn. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, I wanted to also add everybody watching this, if there are any topics that are not family related that you guys would like to send in to us to see if we do have wacky stories or can approach from our own little unique angle, we will try. I'm not going to say it's going to be successful, but if anybody, wants to comment on the YouTube video, that's fine, or on Facebook, we'll try it. Like I said, as long as it's not like, family related, we'll try anything. So, okay, try anything in terms of verbally. You got to qualify that, right?
What am I signing up here for?
Right. Just things that, like, oh, okay, you have a story about some topic they come up with, You gotta like qualify because people will be like,
Oh yeah, especially our friends, man.
yeah, I think we've just kind of led the Christians into the Colosseum here. But anyway, all right, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Who's the idiot now?